Hey, all right. I had to take my headphones off. Do y'all hear me now? All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the delay. Excuse the noise in the background. Definitely got to get some new headphones. What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping another episode of the Take It Home podcast. A very special episode. Thank you for everybody that's been subscribing to everything that I do through the Take It Home podcast and also C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Kind of bummed out about my headphones, but it happens. So I'm definitely gonna get some better ones. I want to try to hurry up and go through everything that I got going on because I don't. I want to at least be on here for at least an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to condense everything down. But this Saturday we had Sheboygan, Wisconsin. One second. This what? Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Pink Hills 2023. Very special show for fans, wrestlers, people in attendance. One Fall Entertainment. Very special show. Uh, we try to heal. We try to heal from things like cancer, who has affected all of us, either having it or seeing our loved ones deal with it. There are ways to donate. There are ways to promote and support, even if you cannot make the show. I am part of the Cancer Cup Battle Royal. This is my debut, and I plan to win. Um, like I said, it is something that has affected all of us, and it is a time for us to heal, and it is time for us to get together and laugh and cry because that's what family is for. And wrestling is all about being a big family sometimes. So I'm already in the front, so they might as well just step aside and watch me win. Um, well, next week we have C3 Ultimate Wrestling's last show, The Amazing World. This is also C Red's last wrestling show at C3 Ultimate Wrestling. So it's going to be a special show, but like to have things like that is becomes more sentimental. Um, Crown Point, Indiana. Tickets are still $5 off on Eventbrite. So if you're in the northwestern Indiana area, or if you're in Chicago, you need to come to this show. This will be a very special show. We crown a new C3 Ultimate Wrestling champion through a battle royal. So it's very synonymous. Battle royals are very synonymous with a lot of things. This week I win the Cancer Cup. Next week we have a new champion for C3 Ultimate Wrestling. So it's very crazy how battle royals can be. I mean, we crowned our first C3 Ultimate Wrestling champion with Caesar Dragon with the battle royal. So I feel like it'd be fitting to have another battle royal. Unfortunately, with Just Amazing's injury and things like that, we keep the name of the show in honor of him, and we know that he'll definitely be back. So it's going to be very special. We got tag team champions, legit going against the Spirit of Detroit as they have hit a reunion. Joseph Viral Credit has been working very hard for years since C3 has started to try to be the tag champions, and he even tried it with me. And unfortunately, we came up short, but now he's going with somebody who got it out the mud with, who he got it out the mud with. So what's up, Willie? I'll hit you up, Willie. I'll hit you up. What's going on, sir? Hope everything is fine with you. So this is going to be a great tag team match. We've been trying to have this done for years, and I'm very happy that this will happen only at C3 Ultimate Wrestling. We also have Atlas J. Horn going against Kenny Nine and Kenny Nine's debut. So a lot of people already have ideas on what's going to happen, or they're trying to predict it and things like that. But I always say never say never. So Kenny Nine has worked very hard to get where he is to even make a debut, being behind the scenes and helping with everything. So for him to be part of the C3 and to debut against one of the most dangerous men is always something to keep your eye open for. We currently have Stampede Larkin versus Mike Jerick. One-on-one match. Excited to see. Jerick's also his debut is going to be a special thing. It's a lot of debuts on this show. We also have a title eliminator match with the women's champion Renee Van Peebles going against Vega Venom. Now, this is how it goes. I want to be clear. This is not a title match. what happens is this: if Renee beats Vega Venom, then Vega Venom has to go back at the starting line to try to get back up for a contendership for the women's championship. However, if Vega Venom wins, the next show that we have, C3 Ultimate Wrestling, she has a title match. That will be her title match. We're trying to revamp and we're trying to rebuild the women's wrestling division. So we're trying to do something very good, very different from everyone else. No shade to anybody like that, but we just want to just try to make sure everything will be dope. Okay, we also have, unfortunately, Mark Reconcile, he could not make the show. So that meant that Marcelo Spade, the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Urban Culture Champion, his open challenge was still open and available. So now we have the professional Tony Thunder coming in. So I've heard good things about the guy. I heard he's fresh, friggity fresh, dope boy fresh. I'm excited to see that. This is another debut. I think this show we've had the most debuts so far, and it's kind of cool that we can mix up people who are mainstays for C3 Ultimate Wrestling, and then we can also mix it up with people who've just started, trying to make a name for themselves. So, triple threat action, we have the Grand Chance winner Mike Valentine versus the debuting Johnny CK going against Mike Strong. Three guys with something to prove. Mike, he beat a former champion in Mark Reconcile to be a Grand Chance winner. So that is very good, and we will see, because Johnny CK knows how to get down. I've seen him at other companies, and he definitely knows how to throw down. And Mike Strong, he's always been one of the mainstays in C3 Ultimate Wrestling, so it's always dope when he comes in, because it's not a lot of people that can't compete with him physically. Okay, we also have the main event, which is the Battle Royal, which I talked earlier. So everybody that's on the flyer is on this current flyer outside of Mark Reconcile will be in the Royal. So we could be looking at a future champ. And then we also have people who aren't on this flyer that will be showing up. And like I said, you never know, man. When everybody has an equal opportunity to just win, just throw everybody, be the last man standing in a battle royal, you become the new champ for C3 Ultimate Wrestling. So it's going to be definitely a dope show. Like I said, we're crowning a new champ, and then this is also C-Red's final show wrestling appearance. So it's going to be very special. It's going to be a lot of debuts. So then a week from that, October 21st, we have Under the Dome at Now That's Wrestling. Excuse me. Y'all know how I am with them people, man. They're my people, man. Under the Dome, the Wrestling Dome. It's going to be in Neenah, Wisconsin. You can get tickets at Now That's Wrestling. It's going to be dope. A week and a half ago, it was announced that I was going against Roy Cooper, part of the McClure family, a guy that has been getting his nose in my business with certain matches that would have helped me be elevated and also entertain the fans. So now I get my hands on this man. So Roy Cooper, I hate it had to be you, but I don't mind it it's you because you be in my business. And then in December, we have Out of Control 2. Special guest Kurt Angle. Announcements will be done shortly and soon about it. The KI Convention Center, Main Street, Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is possibly our biggest show. We've had big shows all the time. We've had sellout shows and everything like that, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So tune into that. All right, guys. Long-winded. I haven't wrestled this month. I haven't wrestled the month of September. So I am very excited as I'm trying to clean up my beard a little bit. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Like I said, this video, I'm not trying to be very long because I can talk for a long time, but I feel like this should have been in parts, but I'm going to do my best to try to get everything done. While I do that, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, the Take It On Podcast on YouTube. I'm trying to put my overlay on, but I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but StreamYard is like definitely been like messing up and been like very sluggish with stuff. But okay, there we go. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You see at the top on YouTube, the Take It Home Podcast, and then also you see the C3 Ultimate Wrestling icon, me and my wife's professional wrestling company. Make sure y'all subscribe to both YouTube channels. Okay, so I wanted to talk about how I got started and why I still do it. And I want to be clear that I've said bits and pieces of the story and other interviews, Heels for Life, Brett, Bobby, Brent. Shout out to you guys. I believe Yella as well. I know I've said Brett. Please forgive me because I know you guys' podcast name and I may have said it wrong. So please forgive me. I've said a few things. Even when I interview some guys, I've talked about how I started, especially if they started with me. So I'm going to try to be more clear with this. I'm going to try to break it down a little bit. And I have pictures so you guys can laugh at me. I'll be very transparent. Yeah, I will hit you up, Willie, for the information. And I hate that this thing is just so slow because it's just showing so late. Uh, what up, Dre, the DJ? DJ Dose of Dark has a beat. Shout out to you. What's going on, Jamie? Good to see you. Good to hear from you and everything. Becoming a very popular photographer in the Midwest. So shout out to you and God bless. All right. So it's time to start. All right, guys. I go by Classic Alpha. Hold on, you got comments coming in. C-Red, what's going on, sir? God bless you, brother. You know that I love you. All right. So we're going to start from the very beginning. Before that, let me do this prologue. Wrestling was not the first thing that I wanted to do, and it was not the first thing that I wanted success in. When I was younger, I grew up, I wanted to be in the NBA. I wanted to play basketball. Sorry about the noise in the back, y'all. I wanted to play basketball. I would watch the NBA. I would watch the Lakers. I would watch the era where people would play ball. People wasn't sitting out. People wasn't flopping and things like that. I would look at that, and then when my mom and my stepdad would get us a basketball room in the backyard, I'd be like, nah, can't nobody stop me, man. I used to wear the whole fit, the whole jersey fit, the jersey top and the jersey bottom. The jersey bottoms was like way shorter than the jerseys and stuff like that. Basketball was just one of those things that I first loved. And I always felt like I would go to the NBA. I would play the video games. I would practice. I would go out and shoot. When I did play in middle school, I was playing center, the number 5, as you can see. Sometimes I wasn't even the tallest person. I was just in there. I just loved being in the paint or whatever. I just love blocking shots and things like that. I thought I was decent. I thought I was pretty good or whatever like that. So I was doing this stuff for years and even playing with my brothers and family and stuff on the weekends and things like that. I thought I was cold. You know what I'm saying? When I went to high school, I tried out for the high school team. It didn't work out for me. It was politics. I felt like they didn't really want certain people. I could have improved. And then I don't want to say I gave up because I still play basketball, but I could have did other means to continue to play basketball. So I do want to say that because I do feel like what I'm going to say could possibly help people that is going through certain things. Sometimes the first thing that you do try, sometimes either that's not it or it's another plan. Sometimes God has another plan for you. Sometimes we don't understand it. Sometimes we think of what ifs, but also I could have applied more and I didn't. So that's why I go so hard when I wrestle. So I do want to leave you guys with that. All right. The reason why I started wrestling was because of my wife. You guys know that. My wife was wrestling before she even met me. You know what I'm saying? And then she had our first child. That's when basically she stopped. I started wrestling in 2012. What happened was Gordon, aka Rage, he knew that I liked wrestling, and Shonda knew that I liked wrestling. So a guy named Chi-Town T, Ivan Tooks, he was doing a charity event for somebody, and then my wife asked me did I want to wrestle. At first, I was skeptical because I was like, I didn't want to hurt anybody, and I'm low key like this now. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to hurt anybody. And she was like, man, you either want to do this or not. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm going to do it. So we went to, I don't know how many guys remember this spot because I've met a lot of cool guys here. The place I started wrestling under Ivan was Conkey Street. Now, Conkey Street was this 2-story building that had no high ceiling, sort of like my basement, what I'm looking at now, and it had a toilet that didn't work. So, but had a ring right there. It was big enough to put Ivan's big 20 by 20 ring in. So you couldn't do nothing off the top rope and you couldn't go to the bathroom there. So that's where I was, Conkey Street, down the street from Hammond's Boys and Girls Club, where we used to do shows. So the first time I went, I was like intrigued. I was like, okay, well, what's going on here? I've seen people. This was the first time I seen Just Amazing, KO Kendra, White Lightning, the Frat Boys, it was a lot of people. Michael Salt, Nivek Fury, and Kevin Moore. Shout out to you and things like that. So what happened was the first thing that we did was we practiced bumps. You know how to, protect yourself. And I was getting it, but I couldn't do standing bumps. But what happened was, regardless, I was hurt that day because of the bumps and the stuff. But I loved it. You get what I'm saying? Because this was something that I felt like I'm going to do great in. And I believed in myself. And then and my wife believed in myself and things like that. So it was like I was thirsty for practices. This was the time where practices was like 2 days a weekend. And then I remember the guy who was supposed to be in charge of letting everybody know, he wasn't letting everybody know. And then I used to get on his nerves, not on purpose, because I wanted to know, I wanted to get better. I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to get in the ring. I wanted to be the best and things like that. This was something that I loved. I grew up watching it. This is one of the reasons. I grew up watching wrestling when my great-grandfather, you know what I'm saying? And I've said this before, that when my great-grandfather, we didn't have cable at the time at my house, but when we went to my great-grandfather's house, I used to hate going there when I was younger because I always thought that was mean. But he watched WCW and WWE. And when that came on, that was around the time my mom came. And I used to get mad because I'm like, man, I'm just starting to like these people because of wrestling coming on and stuff like that. That's why I seen Booker T, Harlem Heat. I'm seeing going back and forth with WWE and WCW and stuff like that. I remember matches like The Rock versus Vader and being like, there's no way The Rock can beat Vader because Vader just big, unstoppable guy. But we know how his run went in WWE. So I've always loved wrestling. I've bought video games. I've went to shows. I've done a whole bunch of things. But I didn't know about independent wrestling until I moved up here in 2007. I'm from Texas, right? And this is crazy because Texas is one of the meccas of professional wrestling. But I never knew about independent wrestling until like CM Punk got like so popular in WWE with the ROH and stuff like that. What up, Josh? T-Bone was there too as well as part of like the practices on Conkey Street. But that's why I started being in wrestling. I started loving and being involved in wrestling. I used to watch all kind of wrestling. But when CM Punk debuted or whatever like that, I didn't know about ROH and things like that. And then it took me down a rabbit hole of professional wrestling and wrestlers and things like that. So, and that's how I fell in love with Samoa Joe. I was like, man, this dude is cold. And then Impact. It was like a snowball effect. But going back into it, Conkey Street, we would go and we do bumps more than anything. We'd wrestle. We do a whole bunch of things. We do drills. And I do hope that wrestling practices do the drills we did of drop down, leapfrog, verticals, how to punch, how to do certain things. We had promo classes. We had people that would try to teach us how to do promos and things like that. That's how it would work for us and things like that. And we wouldn't try to do like everything at one time or whatever. But I remember the first day of practice, man, I was so sore or whatever. And then the next day I had to go to work. I was working at Toys R Us at that time. And I was sore. I basically couldn't move. But I used to work in the department where we would have to get the bikes that was hanging at the top. So, and then lo and behold, the customers would come in and be like, hey, I need this bike at the top. I'm like, oh my God. They look at me walk slow because I was so sore. I had bought knee pads. I had bought knee pads. I bought Asics. Y'all know them Asics. I bought them Ace knee pads from Walmart that's supposed to be for painting. And I bought them for, I used them for wrestling and stuff like that. And then I came in with my wife. But then I also came in with my brother-in-law, who I worked with at Toys R Us at the time. And we decided that we was going to be a tag team because Ivan put us together. And the tag team was called the Southern Smash Brothers. Don't laugh at us. That was the name. I'm trying to make it show, but it's taking a while. This was like our first like promo picture together. Oh, why is this messing up? Okay, there we go. Yeah, if you guys know who Robert Jackson is. That is my brother-in-law. Don't laugh, C-Red. Don't laugh. Look, man, like we used to hang out a lot. We used to go to bars a lot. We used to go to clubs a lot. We used to hang out. We used to play video games. We used to play Mortal Kombat. We used to play Street Fighter. Like we talk trash. That was my bro. Still my bro. You know, stuff happens. And what happened was we went there and we took hours. We'd go to my wife's house and we'd be like, what are we going to call each other? What are we going to call each other? Well, what's our name? And Southern Smash Brothers came to be. It was Southern Smash Brothers. Now, I went by Chris Classic. Chris Classic is my only wrestling name I have went by since I've started outside till I turned into Classic Alpha. Chris Classic was the first name that came out of my mouth that I first thought of, and I was like, I'm going to run with Chris Classic. Reason why, one, I like my first name, and two, Classic. Classic as the tribute to the old school feel of wrestling, which was something that I liked. The Macho Mans, the Hulk Hogan's, the Warriors, the Undertakers, and things like that. I didn't even have like a certain character, but we tried to have one with the Southern Smash Brothers. Us representing the South at the time in the South was wearing flannel button-up shirts, button-up collar shirts, a lot of colors in it, grills, big chains and things like that, sort of like Lil Flip and certain things. And then you dress up with like polos and things like that. So we used to wear like just regular black jean shorts, and we had the button up, and we had the chains, and we had the fake grills, the wax, the wax grills where you got to boil it, and you got to boil it and make a teeth mold. That's like what we did and things like that. And we used to get beat up a lot. That was just a part of paying the dues. You get what I'm saying? So his name, man, Robert went through so many names. He was Ringo Red, Ringo Rouge, Bobby Blue. Like, he would really like be into a character because his character, he wanted it to be a reflection of him. Yeah, we started out face. We started out face. I've been face 99.9% of since I've been wrestling. There's probably like 2 matches where I was a heel. I don't want to talk about them, but if I have to, I will. Don't laugh, C-Red. It's not funny. But going back into it, we were the Southern Smash Brothers, and we go in and we get beat up for a little bit. That was just the way of paying the dues, and that was also testing us because a lot of people think you just go come in and try to have match of the night, but nah. Sometimes the promoter is like squeezing a time for you. You get what I'm saying? My debut though was against Manny, aka the Sheik. Manny. Y'all know who Manny is, and I call him one of my greatest rivals because I was nervous and I didn't do nothing. I literally did nothing in the match, but I was nervous, and he talked to me about it, and everything was clear. It was in I think it was a Gary Boys and Girls Club. I had my wrestling shoes. I didn't know if I was wrestling or not, but I was always ready just in case. And I've been seeing that I was there to try to help with stuff. And when that happened, that's when I had my match. I got it uploaded somewhere. I got to find it. Yeah, I remember that. But that's what started. Shout out to you, Brett. That was my first match, was against Manny. But then after that, teaming with my brother Robert, Ringo Rouge, Bobby Blue, whatever he called himself, that's what we did. I also have I think I got my promo picture, one of my first promo pictures. Don't laugh at my pictures, y'all. Stop laughing at my pictures. So yeah, I had a thing to where I would cross my arms and I would use the C's, the mirror C's for like Chris Classic. It didn't really work that well, but when I did go to the Boys and Girls Club, people liked it. Man, look at that, man. Look at this, man. You couldn't tell me nothing back then. The tape wrist with the tape and stuff like that, man. You couldn't tell me nothing back in the day, man. Like, I was just in it for wrestling, man. I just love wrestling. Man, I try to learn as much as I can, and I try to practice things. And I didn't know how to punch a lot. I didn't punch that well back then. I'm going to be honest with you guys and things like that. And then the thing I was taught was if you don't know how to do it, don't try to do it. I got better with it because I feel like, how in the world could I say I'm a great wrestler if I don't even know how to punch? But yeah, looking at them pictures, man. And I got more pictures, and y'all know I'm gonna share them. But yeah, wrestling has always been one of those things. Ivan Chi-Town T, he would do shows like every week dang near, or every 2 weeks. That's just how it was. And me, I didn't care. I was just like, as long as I'm not working, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up to the show. I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to do whatever he needs me to be. I'm just glad to be a part of it. If you want me to set up the ring, I'll set up the ring. If you want me to take it down, I'll take it down. That's just one of those things that one of the things I like to do. And it was to the point to when we left Conkey Street for practice, we do it in his backyard. And it'd be times where it would just be me, my wife, Justin, and Kendra, or any Matt White Lightning would show up. and we set up in Ivan's backyard because we wanted to wrestle, we wanted to learn, we wanted to do certain things. To me, it was nothing for me if I'm off work or whatever, or even if I had to go to work doing second shift. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely coming here first so I can practice and I can learn stuff. I'm looking at stuff, I'm practicing stuff, I'm looking at stuff on YouTube that I want to practice, and Ivan is showing me how to do it. Ivan was very good at the fundamentals, which is why I still do the fundamentals now. I do them now and I love them now because a lot of people either don't want to do it or they refuse to do it because it's boring, and I make it look fun. I recommend look at fundamental stuff, look at chaining, look at all of this stuff, look at the drills. When you incorporate that stuff into your match, it becomes fun. A lot of people do verts, but there's a certain way to do it to make people be like, wow, he jumped over a whole person or something like that. I've always loved the fundamentals, and that's one thing that Ivan will teach you for sure is how to do the fundamentals and even how to bump correctly with certain things, to the point to where people be like, dang, some people knew him or know him or trained with him or was trained by him. So I always say that. And that was always a dude that would literally give the clothes off of his back to keep everybody else warm and look out for people. And he still does it to this day. So God bless you, brother. I got comments. I'm going to read these real quick. Yep, Brett, what's going on? Do I regret getting into wrestling? No, sir. Well, shout out to you, David, and everything everything you continue to do. No, I don't regret it. I mean, there were things that I wish I probably could have did better, but I don't really regret it per se. My wife is in the chat. Y'all had a dance. Okay. All right. Look. All right. So when we did the Southern Smash Brothers, we'd come out to some Texas stuff. So our first song was like Game Over by Lil Flip. And it's funny because a lot of people's first song, or somebody knows somebody that came out to Game Over by Lil Flip as a song. Like, it's just what it was. But we used to do the South Side. If you guys know that song by Lil Kiki, which is a Texas classic, by the way, act like I'm not gonna do it. But if you look up Lil Kiki South Side, this is what we do sometimes or whatever like that. I might bring it back, but yeah, I remember that. Y'all stop laughing at me in the chat. Oh, she's the grills. Yeah, I talked about the grills, the wax grills that we had to boil and stuff like that. It said, you look like young Andre 3000. The South got something to say. Yep, that's basically what it is. And that's like my moniker that I kind of go by now. It's like, but I say, I got something to say. You get what I'm saying? But those were good times. And like I said, the groundwork of the old school, working the crowd and getting people behind me and things like that and not losing the crowd, I learned that all from Ivan. I learned it all from Ivan when I was wrestling for IUWA, which was the graphic that was behind the pictures that I showed of me and my brother-in-law. My first set of gear was the pleather shorts like everybody else. Not everybody, but a lot of people know about these pleather shorts. I got a picture. This was on the back of them. The back of them was this. That was the back. And on the side, it said ever since 1989, and it had Texas, the state, the shape of Texas and stuff like that. You couldn't tell me nothing when I had these pants on, man. But boy, them pants was hot. I mean, shorts. It was shorts. It was like Uso shorts, I guess people like to call them, and things like that. When I won my first championship, which was a 6-man championship. Now, everybody got stories about being a 6-man champ. I wish the picture was bigger, but I wanted to make sure I had pictures because I wanted to be clear on this was me. This is what I did as a wrestler. This is what I was doing and things like that. I loved wrestling. I was there. It was ring crew, tearing it down, doing anything that needed to be done. This is what I was doing. So that was one of those things that I was doing. So like after that, I had to change up some stuff. I felt like I had to change. Like my brother-in-law, he left wrestling because he had other things that he wanted to do. And I'm not mad at him or anything like that. He had other things, he had things he had to do. But me, I was like, nah, man, I want to make this work. I want wrestling to be something that's people know that I'm great at and I do a good job at it, things like that. I take pride in my work. I don't just do it to say I do it. It's not just, I could say like I'm trying to make money off of it, but it was never a hobby to me. I always felt like it was a gift. I use wrestling as a gift, and people can abuse a gift, people can waste a gift, or people can show what a gift truly is, and they can show appreciate that. So that's how I was giving back in a way. It's just like if you invested time in me, I'm going to invest time in you. If you paid for a ticket to see a wrestling show, you're going to get one of the best performances out of me. Jamie says, I do this like that. StreamYard is so slow. Better than blue jeans or sweatpants. Hey man, that's true. I've seen people wrestling worse. And David says, if there was one thing you could change about you getting into wrestling, what would it be? Um, I don't want to say nothing. Nah, I liked how I came into the business. Like even now, I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here saying like I made the best decisions and things like that. I'm not sitting there saying like I did something like so heinous or crazy to somebody. I haven't. It's just that I'm still learning, still being in the business for 11 years and things like that. And I feel like the things that I went through that was bad is just a part of growing pains. Now that I use not only just as a person and as a wrestler, but also as a booker and a promoter for C3 Ultimate Wrestling. So I can't really say like I really technically regret things. Maybe when I hurt my knee, but other than that, I can't really say I have like a big like regret. Um, so after the Southern Smash Brothers, it went away. I tagged with my homie D'Angelo Steele, and the show it was called The Best of Both Worlds. It was short lived. It did really take off the ground. I did want to backtrack. One of the first show I've ever went to, independent show, was Ivan's IUWA. He used to do a Bob Luce Memorial Tag Team Tournament, and I believe the Freebirds, which was Tristan Hayes and was it Buddy Rogers Jr., his son or whatever like that. They won, but it was a lot of people. It was a lot of characters. I remember the Hollywood Icon. I remember Jen Pop. I remember Willie. Willie was there. I don't know if you're still in the chat. I think Willie was like in a 6-man. I believe Kelly was there. KO Kendra was there. Justin Amazing was there. White Lightning was there. Max Holiday. Like it was a lot of people there that I still see or I talk to this day. And I was just so enamored in this because I had no idea that this even existed. And I was like, I definitely need to be a part of this in professional wrestling. You get what I'm saying? And me and D'Angelo Steele, we did go into like the second tournament he did. We came up short because he turned his back on me, but we ain't gonna talk about that. I love you, D'Angelo Steele. All right, so after I'm not doing the dance. I'm not doing the dance, Shonda. You can go somewhere with that. See, don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. But going back into topic, I'm not going to go into every company that I wrestle for. I've wrestled for a few companies, and I'm blessed. I was blessed for the opportunity to wrestle for some. Some continue to book me. Shout out to Now. Shout out to Two Privilege Wrestling. One for Entertainment is giving me an opportunity to wrestle for their company. We got C3 Ultimate Wrestling. There's a lot of things. I wrestle for Frontline, PPW. It's a lot of companies. So I'm going to focus more on me. But if people have questions about certain companies, I will speak about that. But I do want to talk about just me going into different characters from Chris Classic to Classic Alpha. So second part of me turning into Chris Classic was I felt like I needed some new gear. So this kind of gets sentimental, but Adrian Street, rest in peace. He used to have gear on eBay. And I was a big Macho Man fan. So when I look at Adrian Street's eBay account, the stuff that he was selling, he had tights like this. And I was like, oh my goodness, I love the fringe. This reminds me of Macho Man. I want this. I really need this and things like that. This wasn't technically my first pair. I think I have a picture of my first pair. No, it's not in here. But it was like this nice, it was like this white pair. It was a nice pair. And then I went to the zebra because he didn't make the white pair anymore. So now I'm not doing the dance, David. Now you know I love your son, man. Pause. But yeah, don't do me like that. But yeah, Adrian Street, he definitely has some gear that I liked. I got like three pairs of these, and my wife bought me a pair, and then I had like a white and black pair of a certain one. You get what I'm saying? So um the vest, it says in loving memory of Cameron Williams. You know, guys know I have a younger brother who did pass to cancer. This is why the show is very important to me this weekend. Um, these was the pants though, and I was doing like elbow drops. Like Macho Man was like my guy. He still is. And when I married my wife even said in her vows was just like, yeah, I know how much you love me and stuff like that. And basically she kind of believed that Macho Man should be in the Hall of Fame as well. So, I'm sorry. I got some more. I got another picture. Macho Man had Miss Elizabeth, right? I had I had sensational shades. So one time I wanted it to feel special. So I wanted to feel special. So I had the zebra stuff. So I bought a zebra vest to, match my clothes. You see the purple and white zebra with the gloves. And then I bought a zebra dress straight fit for my wife. And I wanted her to come out like it. And I had fun that show. But I did want it as like a little tribute to Macho Man or whatever like that. She only wore it this one time. It's still in his base. It's in his basement somewhere. Like I still got like majority of my old gear. You get what I'm saying? But that was like one of the things was like the fringe things, and I liked the fringe things. Now I got off of this when people said that I was trying to be like a Macho Man. I ain't gonna lie. I let people get to me. I let people get to me about certain things like, oh, you trying to be like Macho Man, because obviously they look like Macho Man tights or whatever like that. And I remember at the time Jay Lethal was kind of doing this thing as a black machismo. He says, hold on, Alice, what up, Alice? If your wife loves you, then she will let you give her. I'm not going to acknowledge that at all, but I faced her before. I won. Don't bring that up, man. She don't like bringing that up, man. Shout out to you, Atlas. So I was doing that for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what? I think I need some custom gear. And like I said, rest in peace, Adrian Street, because for about 4 years, I was wearing his stuff that he had on eBay. And it's funny because Rick Boogs, the guy that got released not too long ago, he had like a pair when he was in NXT, and I just was like, dang, that's kind of dope. So, Adrian passing away, unfortunately, this year just made me like look at my gear and cherish it, because it was a point where I was going to sell it, but it has history to it. And even though it wasn't custom, it was just something on eBay. It is something that I do want to hold on to myself, hold on for myself. Dang, I don't know. Shout out to you, Craig, and everything, Mr. Baker, sir. Ah, man, I don't know. I do like it. That stuff is kind of hot. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maybe some different gear, but custom. I don't know. I'm kind of retired from getting custom gear because some people are not reliable. And I don't feel like working out to try to squeeze myself look like a busted can of biscuits in that zebra. That zebra gonna be making noise, and it's not even real zebra fabric. But anyway, I went to custom afterwards. Now, this guy who made my gear, he didn't make it exactly how I wanted, but I thought it was okay. Now, don't laugh at me, but I was a fan of two different patterns, half and halves. I was definitely a fan of it. So with this gear, I wanted half zebra, half red with gold stripes, but I wanted the stripes to go horizontal, but he wound up doing his own thing. This is the guy who we talk about. A lot of us guys in the Midwest talk about, who calls us buddy. He used to lie a lot about gear being done, but I ain't gonna lie, he had good quality work, and I wish he was still around so he can lie to me. But he was very good with his quality work. None of his stuff tears, rips, or anything like that. But this was my first pair of custom, so yeah, let's all laugh together. Let's all laugh. Shout out to Mark Reconcile for giving me these pictures yesterday. I didn't ask for these pictures, but he gave them to me, and I was like, yes, I'm definitely going to share it. So as you can see, I upgraded my accessories for the black and whites and the zebra stuff. I still had the gloves, but then I had ordered like on Amazon some headbands. Uh, no, this was like zebra something. It was zebra armbands. It was long armbands, but they was like sock material, and they looked weird. They looked too crazy for me. So I was like, you know what? Let me fold them and sew them together and make armbands. And that's how I got the arm not the armbands, the I guess armbands. I guess you can call them an armband or whatever like that. I thought that looked kind of nice. But yeah, this was me. This was me for a couple years. This is my first pair of wrestling custom singlet. I sold it. But yeah, here goes another picture. Oh my gosh. Looking at these is just, oh man. Yes, y'all, this is me. Y'all need to stop laughing. Y'all need to stop laughing. But as you can see, I've always tried to do like a tribute to vibrant colors and colorful things. So when I do look at some of the golden era and the old school wrestling and things like that, it was colorful, so it's like you stuck out. What I had on, ain't a lot of people, little to nobody's gonna dress like that or wear something like that. You get what I'm saying? Because it's something different, to the point to where if a kid or somebody likes me and they don't know who I am, oh, the black and gold, the zebra, this and that, people be like, oh, okay, I know what that is. And if I'm wearing something black, it'll probably be difficult to point me out if everybody else is wearing black. So it was something that like I stood out, and I'm mad I sold it because I didn't really need the money to sell it, but I just sold it. See Red, stop. It's not funny. I'm smiling now. I'm sorry. And that was always like a big thing about me. Like people like, man, you always smiling. I go to practice, you smile. I was like, I was happy to wrestle. I was like, some of this stuff felt torturous, but I was happy to wrestle. Because wife says it was small. It fit. It was just weird. It was weird. Everybody laughing. I'm glad. Hey man. Hey, I'm glad. Like I said, I got time to talk about it. Always happy, Atlas. You know that, bro. See, I'm sorry. Hey man, look, it is what it is. There's footage of this stuff. I got old footage, old matches that I have on an old channel. I'm going to take it from it, and I'm going to put it on the Take It Home podcast because I do want people to see. I just want to see different things. Like I said, sometimes people don't get it right on the first try. And I'm not even saying that I messed up or whatever like that. I was still trying to find exactly what I wanted to be or what I wanted to do and things like that. The matches that I had in my mind, I've always tried to be like the best quality person. Like psychology, something that a lot of people are allergic to in professional wrestling, but that's for another live and things like that. But, working a crowd is very important. These people pay hard-earned money, regardless if you're a good or a bad guy. And I've just seen that so many people didn't want to do it or refused to do it, and I didn't like it. So I went from that, and you guys know that's – hold on, I got a comment. Come on, Craig, man. Don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like that, sir. Don't have tears, man. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm still wrestling, man. I am still wrestling. Okay, so I went from this and I went back to the same guy. Now, you guys know I'm a big video game person, and you guys know I mess with Sega. If anything, it's Sonic the Hedgehog and things like that. But I did like the Sega font, so I told the guy, I was like, well, my name is Chris Classic. I want Classic and Sega font in my singlet. So he basically made the same singlet, just switched the color out. I still use those knee pads, by the way, knee pad covers. But as you can see, I try to invest in so much stuff of who I am into my character. Now, this is funny because I wanted to look sort of like the collegiate wrestlers, but it's weird because I have this big beard, Moses beard, disciple beard going on, which makes it weird. But then I also had like a Letterman that I bought that had a C on it, and it was blue. And I put I had Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. I had the pins that's on my the opposite of the seas and stuff like that. Like I really was out here like, okay, well I wrestle, so this is what I'm gonna do. You know, some people I get a reaction. Hey, I like your gear, classic Sega stuff like that. It's still with me now on all my gear that I have on my new singlets. You guys know that, but still, I was like, I thought this was a pretty dope look. By the way, I ain't gonna lie. Like I really thought I was one of them ones with shoot wrestlers, man. Like look at this pose. Like look at this. I love y'all because I'm being honest. Like, yeah, come on, bro, come at me, bro. Like this is like I really like, and I took these pictures in my house with my wife. Like I had the backdrop, I had the curtains and stuff. We set it up, and I put my gear on, and I was taking pictures. I got a lot of pictures and stuff, but these are the only two I'm gonna show y'all. Like I really was invested into what I was and what I was trying to do, and I do hope that people understand that. Is that, you know, you may not have the best or the most expensive for things like that, but sometimes you do have to try things and you have to invest in yourself. Sometimes you don't have to wait on people. Sometimes you got people that's waiting on you, if that makes sense. My wife, like, that was supportive and things like that, and that was helping me with pictures and helping me prep things and helping me get ready and things like that. I still have this singlet. I bring this singlet in my bag every time I wrestle. Like, I don't wear it anymore. It's been years since I wear it, but I always just have it in my bag. I've taken out my other tights. I've taken out all kind of other stuff, the accessories and things like that. But I've always kept this singlet in there. So I really thought I was something, man. I really thought I was something. Shout out to you, Arshawn. Shout out to everything you continue to do. Yes. The classic. We're going back down memory lane. I like that song. But anyway, I can't sing. But that was one of those ones. Now this was the final that was like the final thing of a Chris Classic inclination. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, I do got some more pictures with the Macho Man stuff. Okay, so when I got to be a PRW heavyweight champion was when I had the Macho Man stuff. So this was like the promo picture with the PS1 quality and stuff with the belt and the vest. The vest was dope. On the back, it said classic with the ring around it. That vest was special because my younger brother made it. Now I'm upset because it got ruined because I forgot it got together and the paint messed up. And I'm upset, especially with everything that happened since then. And I wish I just had it. That's just one of those things that, man, I just kicked myself in the head with. But, yeah, these were my pictures when I was the PRW heavyweight champion. So, good times, man. I don't know, man. Because, like I said, I thought about selling it. But, yeah, I think I'm going to just hold on to it. Let me go through these pictures real quick. Make sure I forget nothing. When I was wearing the zebra print, this was at a Northern Lights wrestling show in Godley in Illinois. Shout out to y'all and everything y'all continue to do. I had like a big zebra fabric, and what I would do is I would cut strips of it. So when I give it to the kids could put it on their wrist, so they could put it around their head or whatever like that. Because I always felt like giving back to the kids because the kids want to have fun and stuff like that, and I feel like they will remember me that. Now, the stripes was very sentimental off of two things. One, because I was wearing zebra stripes, and two, by his stripes we are healed, talking about Jesus Christ. So I always felt like that was a great representation. So I always remind people and also give back and things like that. So there was two reasons why. I never said that. So this is the first time me saying like why, besides, you know, obviously for like getting the kids involved. But it was sentimental to me and things like that. So very fun times. Very fun times. Okay, so now we're at the current. We are definitely at the current. So I'm so mad I don't have this picture here, but I do have one. You know what? I'm going to get it right now. Y'all can still look at the chat. I'm gonna get this picture because the pictures is very important to me. Like I said, thank you guys for listening, laughing, commenting. It means a lot. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot because I wanted to, on my time, talk about like how I started, why I started, and why I continue to do what I do. And I want you guys to know that I can't do this I couldn't do it by myself, you know. 1 second. I'm almost done. I'm going to get this picture. Please forgive me. I thought this was uploaded on StreamYard. If you guys know me, this was like one of my first well put together StreamYards because most of the time I'm looking at all kind of stuff at the last minute, or I'll be like, you know what? I'm not even going to show it. So hold on 1 second. All right, about to upload it now. 1 second. All right, so where we're at now, we are at Classic Alpha. We are at Classic Alpha. Now, the guy who's been making my gear, he this was like his last. He's made 2 gears for me for this singlet that I'm about to bring up. Now, this gear wasn't even supposed to be like a superhero base. What happened was, if you guys know what Digimon is, there's a Digimon called a War Greymon, and I kind of liked how it looked, so I kind of modeled my gear off of him, and I also liked wrestling sashes because I remember what do you call himself? Pentagon Dark, Pentagon LZ. I don't know what Pentagon called himself, but the sash in the front and on the sides. Like I like the warrior stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I had sent it to him and said that's what I wanted. So he sent it, and when he sent it, I thought that like this looks like it needs a new name. Like I don't think that this is like something that is Chris Classic or whatever. Like people call me Classic still. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine because that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like this was like a superhero feel. So when I'm showing it now, so when I got this gear, and I love this promo picture, by the way. I feel like it speaks volumes, by the way. But when I got the gear, I looked at it and I looked at my wife and I was like, this looked like superhero. It had bands, had like a gold strip on the bands and things like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me see how this will look with a cape. When I put the cape on, the black cape, I was like, oh my goodness, this is superhero stuff. So I was like, I don't think that I'm going to call myself Chris Classic with this. I feel like, and like I said, the hero and everything else that came after I got the singlet. This wasn't something that I brainstormed and thought about. I just wanted something new and something different. He had me knee pads that had the C on them, which was dope. You know what I'm saying? And it all worked. So I was like, okay, so what am I going to call myself? So I was like, well, Classic. I like Classic. I'm going to get rid of the Chris part, Classic. And then like, Alpha. Alpha came too. I was like, okay, well, Classic Alpha. I was like, hey, we're going to make it work. It may not, it sounds nice to me. Hopefully it sounds nice to everybody. So I debuted this look at a True Privilege Wrestling show. I believe I went against the Cobra. Shout out to the Cobra, man. We got to run it back, bro. It's 1-1. I went against the Cobra, and I did a dive-off spot that I shared, and I got like 5,000 views on YouTube from the dive-off spot. The only reason why I did the dive-off spot is because my opponent told me to. Play, brother. We're going to go into that. But I felt like this was a superhero thing. So then that's what it happened. I was like, from now on, for the time being, and which I love now, which I feel like is the most effective, is Classic Alpha. And I'm going to read some comments real quick. What up, Chris? Shout out to you and Heels for Life and everything. Like I said, man, like y'all had my back yesterday. Y'all had my back for a couple times for the events and everything like that. So shout out to you. Shout out to Heels for Life. Make sure you guys subscribe to Heels for Life podcast. They're on YouTube. They're on, I believe, Twitter, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. Shout out to you, sir. Giving more, I felt like video game and stuff because it still got Classic on it too. Like Classic is still on here, so I think Classic, the word Classic is something that I'm not going to drop. Period. As long as I wrestle. Yeah, man, I thought it was pretty clean, man. I was like, okay, man, this looked like a superhero thing. So then that's where Classic Alpha came in, and that's where we're at now. Now, All this other stuff that's coming in for Classic Alpha, that came later. Okay, I'm a superhero. Okay, right. There's a lot of superheroes. There's a lot of wrestlers who do superhero things. But what am I? Obviously, superheroes save people. They save things. They save, they try to help with humanity and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of those things that made me drop. And I was like, well, what am I going to save? What am I going to, obviously you want to save people, but then I was just like, you know what? I don't like how some wrestling is. I don't like some of the landscape. Some of it is good. Some of it has improved. I feel like some of it is bad. You know what I'm saying? Just truly bad. And I'm not sitting here saying like everything is bad or I'm perfect or my perception is perfect on what professional wrestling is. But now what I say is my name is Classic Alpha and I'm here to save professional wrestling. And I remember people would ask, like, what do you mean when you see save professional wrestling? I'm talking about I love the old school feel and things like that. I love engaging with the crowd. I love just being out there and just having fun and things like that. I'm here to save it because there's fans who stopped being fans because they did not like the product that was on TV. So I feel like if you watch one of my matches against a person that's good, great and everything like that, because it's all about partners and even tag or whatever match I'm in, you're going to love wrestling again. You're going to ask about it. You're going to see stuff. You're going to be like, oh man, I didn't know. This is great. This is great. I've been missing out on this. So that's when I say I'm missing. I'm here to save professional wrestling. You know what I'm saying? The guys who I go against, I take it serious, but we have fun. You know what I'm saying? I learned this from Atlas and C Red and Ivan and even Gordon. Like I've learned, like it's just like, okay, well, you can't just go out there and do stupid stuff and think that's going to always work. Or they'll be like, I'm not going to do that, or you shouldn't do that. Or talking to C Red and just learning from them on how to like sell merchandise, marketing, and sell things and be presentable, having a certain look and how you carry yourself, like, legends in this game, true legends in this game. So this is where I'm at and I like it. I got shirts that I sell. I got like a few shirts left. I got the alpha packs. You guys know about the alpha packs, the coloring pictures, the stickers, the noise makers and stuff like that. Like I do a lot of stuff with Classic Alpha and a lot of doors have been opened through Classic Alpha. So I thank God for that. And I thank everybody that has looked out for me and helped me out. Yeah, see, even my wife likes Classic Alpha. I think Classic Alpha is something that can help me feed my kids and stuff like that. And I think Classic Alpha is here to stay. Like, don't get me wrong, you always go to that thing like, dang, what can I do? What can I change it? Can I tweak it? And in my mind, I do. I think about it. I think about matches that I'm not even in and how I can do it better. I'm not even saying I'm better than anybody or whatever like that. I just know that I have a mind for it. But a lot of people don't have a mind for it. A lot of people like to do it, but don't have a mind for it. There's definitely a difference. So, I have the gold one I just showed you guys. I don't wear that one anymore because the gold faded on it, unfortunately. So I tried to fix it myself. It didn't work. So there's a green one. I don't have a picture of the green one. But like this is like one of my recent pictures. I've been eating. I ain't scared. I've been eating. See a little cricket, but that's okay. Shout out to 2XW Photography from Frontline Pro. He's the one that took this picture or whatever like that. I like me at this size, so that's what I'm going to try to do. But the blue, obviously, from the Sega thing, you see the classic. You also see the my dreads wasn't done, but we're going to run with that. I take care of them now. I love this picture. You get what I'm saying? It looks prosperous, if that makes sense or whatever like that. I'm realizing that I used to be like, I wasn't the biggest person in the locker room when I started. Now I'm like one of the biggest people in locker rooms now. I don't know if it's because I like to eat or I don't know what's going on, but this is a good look. I feel like this is a good look for me. So I think this is something that I'm going to keep for a while. If I feel like I need to change, I will. It's okay to change. With wrestling is an investment. Sometimes you have to invest in yourself. That means change. Sometimes you got to spend money on yourself. But yeah, with Classic Alpha, I feel like it's good. And I feel like it's just a thing to just show like never give up, and just continue to find something that works for you. Like I was Chris Classic at first, and I'm not sitting here saying that I hate it. I never hated being Chris Classic or whatever like that. I love being Chris Classic. Y'all want me to do the Southside dance. Y'all want me to wear the tights again. I don't know if I'm going to do the tights again, but that's just one of those things. And I want people to understand that, like, wrestling is something that I do take serious, but I also have fun with. And also to the person who may be wrestling and don't know what they want to be or whatever like that, take time, take risk. Some people wrestle with characters they don't even like, but it puts food on the table or it helps them get bookings, and they do it for the sake of loving it and things like that. Before I do get out of here, I do want to just say thank you to everybody that showed me love and everything like that. Wrestling is just one of those things. It's a gift. It's not just like a hobby. It's a gift. So my thing is, I don't want to waste a gift. I don't want to spoil a gift. With C3 Ultimate Wrestling, I want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it a lot because that's me and my wife's company, and it wouldn't be right to just talk about why that is a thing without my wife. So that may be the next thing. But like with Classic Alpha, man, I just love what I do, man. Like, hold on, I'm gonna show you guys some stuff. I've showed you guys this stuff before, but like from True Privilege Wrestling, I was called the most loved wrestler. Last year it was Classic Alpha. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Ackman Jones. What up, Ack? Like he did a thing when I was the Mid Valley and now this wrestling champion. He was there. He was there that night. I took pictures with his wonderful kids and things like that. And he did this, and I was like, I definitely need to get this framed, and I needed to get signed. Like with merch, people buying merch, people sharing my stuff, people. Even wrestlers, right? Wrestlers are sending me stuff, inboxing, and they're telling me stuff I would never tell nobody because it's personal. I just feel honored because we just be spitting. We just be talking about the stuff, the game, how it is, how it used to be. I agree. I disagree with stuff. So Classic Alpha is just one of those things. But I just want to inspire. You know what I'm saying? I just want to inspire. So just because somebody says no, that doesn't mean that you have to go by what they say. You know what I'm saying? Kids come up to me, they want pictures, they want gear, they want this and that, and it's dope. It's just, I just want to be an inspiration for people to be great and do great, and also help people. I serve, you know what I'm saying? Not only just being a deacon at a church, but wrestling is a form of service. It's a form of service. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that we're doing our best. If we're not doing our best, then nobody wants to come in, and you don't make money. Even then, you don't make feel good moments. You know what I'm saying? We have to inspire everybody. I inspire people. People inspire me. We have to inspire each other. And, you just never know who you're going to inspire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I was the Not As Wrestling champion, my baby, Samaya, she wanted to take a picture with me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time I play my matches and Jay-Z's PSA, the instrumental comes on, she's screaming, even though I'm literally right there. I started the video, and she'll turn around. Da, 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 da. Cam, my second son, he clapping, he dancing and stuff. He's happy. When I'm selling merchandise, he want to go there and try to sell merchandise. Man don't even know how to count down for money and things like that. You just don't know who you inspire. My kids inspire me to keep going. I never want them to feel like they are a burden because they're here and I couldn't do anything. I want them to know that you can do anything that you want to, especially if God says yes. Nobody else can say no. So I want people to realize that what I'm doing, I'm having a lot of fun. And when I'm not having fun, that's when I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I can't sit here and just be like, I'm just doing it for somebody else to be happy. If I'm not having fun with it, I'm not doing it anymore. But I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I'm doing a lot. And even if I'm not doing a lot, I didn't wrestle at all this September, but I'm wrestling or have something to do with wrestling a lot in October, which I'm looking forward to. So there's always something to remember. Man, we did this in an hour and 13. Man, I thought I was going to be here for 2 hours. Appreciate you, Arshawn. Speaking of Arshawn, make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube channel, Critically Drinking. He talks about a lot of topics. Some you may agree with, some you may not agree with, but I do feel like he's not. I don't want to say he's not biased. He's not biased. He gives people opportunities on the platform to talk. He's very honest. He's honest about certain things and himself, even if he's right or wrong, or even if somebody's on a panel right or wrong. So it's all love. So of course, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Very great topics. I will very great topics. You know what I'm saying? He said rock on out and man, I'm surprised. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm surprised. But because like I said, I'm not gonna go through every nook and cranny of where I went through or what I did and things like that. I will say if you guys have any questions, I will answer them before I head out. But if it's something about C3 Ultimate Wrestling, only small things, because like I said, me and my wife, we're going to go on a live and we're going to talk about C3 Ultimate Wrestling and why it is a thing or whatever like that. But I do want to say, like, one of the reasons why I am wrestling is because the lady upstairs. I got it for you, Drew. I'm gonna send it to you when I get off. But the lady upstairs is the reason why I started wrestling. My wife, the lady who was wrestling before she even met me. Like to me, that's like the craziest thing to me. And people ask me like, "How did you start wrestling?" And it is my wife, and they're like, "What? Like, do she wrestle now?" I'm like, "No, not really." It was like, "Dang, that's crazy." And then they look at it like, "Oh, she used to do it." Then I got to pull up the videos. I got to show the videos of what she used to do and what she can still do. And like I said, if a lot of women had the same mindset as she, I think women wrestling would be so dope, would be better than what it is now. Because she didn't take any flack. She don't care. I could show her something and she'll say, like, I don't like it because of this. And then even if I didn't peep it, she'll be like, dang, I don't like this because of that. And I'll be like, dang, you right. She's very wrestling smart. So it's very, very good thing, very dope thing to say that she is the reason why I started wrestling and things like that. And we got a lot of things going, a lot of things setting up for 2024. I can't tell you guys, but I'm gonna definitely you guys will know when you know. I'm on 16. Like I said, I feel like I need to I need a snack or something because the fact that I did this in under 2 hours as a person who likes to talk, like man, it's crazy. C3 Ultimate Wrestling, The Amazing World is next week. Make sure you guys get tickets. Shout out to Arshawn for buying tickets. Tickets are going fast. Seats are going fast. That's The Amazing World next week. StreamYard. What's going on? Maybe I have too many. The Amazing World. That's next week. Don't forget. Next week, get your tickets. Tickets are $5 off on the Eventbrite. Um, Doors open at 1. Showtime is at 1:30. It's gonna be a good show. C Red's final show. We get a new champ. We got some fresh debuts. It's a lot of things that's going on. This Saturday, catch me in Sheboygan, Wisconsin for One Fall Entertainment. Pink Hills 2023. Like I said, you guys don't want to miss it. Got some good. Got James Storm. Got Kenny King. Got Backwoods. Got T-Dub3. The best. Got Al Snow. You got a lot of people. You got a lot of Sierra. Shout out to Backwoods, man. We got to do a rematch. But anyway, like I said, I'm part of the Cancer Cup Battle Royal. Like I said, this week Battle Royal for the Cancer Cup. Next week for the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Championship. So you guys definitely don't want to miss that. And then on the 21st, I'm back in Wisconsin, in Neenah, Wisconsin for Under the Dome. It's going to be dope. Doors open 5:30. Action starts at 6. And I'm going against Roy Cooper. So it's going to be dope. Oh, I got to comment and read it. So here we hold on, the comments went up. Give me 1 second. When do I see myself stopping wrestling? That's a good question, I'm gonna leave after this one. I'm gonna say it nice, but I don't want it to sound harsh. I want to stop wrestling when I feel like I've done enough. If that makes sense. Not to say I'm the most important person to wrestling, but I want to stop when I feel like I've done enough. Like, and that's hard to do and hard to say because as a wrestler, you got so many wrestlers that retire and come back because, hey, a new person comes in, or you just get that itch or whatever like that. But I feel like personally, when I feel like I've done enough, I can step away from it and I'll be fine. I don't want to say I'll be like 70 something wrestling or whatever like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know the future like that, Lord willing. But still, I got my boy, I got my family. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I Jamari seems like he doesn't care. He cares about it, but he don't care about it like that. My youngest son, he probably does. I want to wrestle one of my kids before I retire. If they ever want to learn the business or whatever like that, I do want to do that. But I don't know. When I just feel like, you know what, you know, I feel like I have a. To me, I feel like I got like a statement to make. I feel like I got like something to say, something with wrestling and things like that. And that's what gets me motivated with wrestling and stuff like that. So when people give me an opportunity to wrestle, I'll be like, okay, well, let me show you why you should continue to book me. I always thought that was like the big thing, especially if it's a company that's just started to book you. I want to give you a reason to why you want to continue to book me because I'm different from everybody else. So I care about this. So I know how to tell a story and things like that. But when I get full, that's when I'll be like, you know what? You know, the game don't need me no more, So we'll see. So David, I appreciate your comment and your question and everything. God bless you. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thank you guys for spending a little time with me. I'm glad I had a little time to speak about how I went from Chris Classic to Classic Alpha, showing you pictures, showing you gear, showing you a whole bunch of things. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Dre, David, Arshawn, Shonda, C. Red, Craig, Dre. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to people who liked it. Jamie, Brett, Willie. I gotta talk to Willie now. So shout out to everything. Shout out to y'all, man. God bless y'all, man. Y'all are a true blessing to me. Even with starting like the Take It Home podcast, it's just a true blessing. Like it's hard to get subscribers. So for me to get like 230 something is truly a blessing to me because a lot of people are in this space when it comes to professional wrestling. So shout out to you guys. If I do step away, C3 will be it. Yeah, I'll still be on C3 on everything like that. I can't wait when me and my wife get together. We're gonna talk about some things and some things that we want to do. So, shout out to you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I got some business to take care of, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.